Good to see everybody. The big emphasis today, obviously, was a lot of line of scrimmage work with us starting our full padded practice. We were trying to emphasize, I kind of spoke about it yesterday, there was probably 60 guys that knew exactly the tempo and the format, and the other 30, were up late last night, how's this going to go, what goes down, and then they learn it's back to football and doing what we do. But it's a better evaluation for the big guys, for the offensive linemen, for the defensive linemen, pass protection, pass rush, certain things that you can't do in pads that you can when you have them, and you have to try that. And so that was a big part of what the teaching was today. We tried to put them in some situations again, a little bit of coaches off to the side, because a number of the guys will be getting their first work, like a week from tonight or somewhere along those lines. So I was pleased with the first start of it. We kind of went back into the competition, and especially again for the guys who are earning their way on the team. The practice reps are where you earn your rep on the team. Is this person going to be accountable? Can they get it done? Are they always going to strain and bust their ass together? Those are the things that we're trying to look for. And so if you think of it at those terms, your practice reps, create your rep on this team, because that's all you have to show going in. You don't have any game experience anywhere else. So that prove-it moments, they really count as a rookie. And even as a free agent that comes to the team, you want to show what you have and you're ready to perform. So I thought some guys today were starting to earn what that rep could look like for them.
Like you got what you wanted out of the measured padded practice. Looked like you went about an hour and
right.
Then the last 40. And
the vision for that would be do that today and tomorrow, and then go all the time in pads from then on. And so I wanted to make sure all the good line of scrimmage work that we needed was in the front part of that, and then maybe some of the loose downs and the 2-minute and the third downs we could work out on some of the perimeter stuff where we didn't need them. But I thought it was important. We know what the studies have shown us, where the very first 2 days are where they spiked up so much. So it's our job as coaches to say, okay, how can we help shift that narrative? And I thought that would be a good way to start doing that. Just like we ramp them, acclimate them into other things, maybe we could acclimate them into all the contact, as opposed to 2.5 hours on the first day. And so do it again tomorrow, and then we can do it all the time moving forward. So I was pleased with the first look at it.
You lose a day that way?
We don't lose any days, because you can choose if you want them or not. In the training camp, there's no guidelines. After the first 2 days, you could go every day. In the season is when the guidelines start. Yeah, so it counted as a padded day, but they all are good for that at this juncture.
What was your initial thoughts? I know it's early, but your initial thoughts on how Lindstrom and Caleb, performed in pads?
I thought. I hoped it would look like it did, where it felt normal, like in all their other functions that they've done. So I thought Chris all along has been really improving, and I had told him there'll be some on-the-job training, and maybe some of the guys who've been through that as rookie starters can share that. But what I do know about those two is their attitude to go after it. Caleb and Chris, and I would say probably on the defensive line side, Kaminsky, the three of them have like a grinder work ethic. I'm going to go again. You stay after, you see them doing more. And that's kind of what you like from the guys who are, the big guys inside. They know it takes work, especially when the padded part starts, Vaughn. But you're on the mark. This is where it counts the most for them, because their practices their skill set matters the most right now.
Was there anybody else on the D-line that kind of caught your eye? You're like, hey, okay, you know what Grady can do.
Zimmer has been one that I thought has come back with a lot of quickness. Over the first 2 days, he made a number of plays heading in. It was good to see Rashid back in, some flashes, so we're going to work seeing if we can get him to do that more consistently. But the players that you expected to perform well, and the juice and energy we showed on the defensive side yesterday made my heart feel good, because I hadn't seen that for a little while. And so that's the energy, the back and forth talking. I saw Trufant and Matt Ryan jawing at each other, and I love that, because those are two competitors going at it, and after practice see them laughing about it and hugging about it. So that's when you're close, when you're playing against somebody and no, you bring it back here, we're going again. And those are the moments when you're hitting competitiveness at the right spaces.
I'm sorry, one more. Who was talking more, Matt or True?
I heard more True. I don't know, but I'd say both of them. It depends where I was standing, probably. Each day it changes, but it shows the competitive fire, that always they're ready to get it on, and I admire that in both of them.
How have you seen Tyler Davison fit in with you guys, and what does his addition mean?
coming all the way back from free agency, it was the physicality in the run game. He was so square and strong. You know, we saw that when you see a player in the division, you get double the exposures. And so coming out of Fresno, seeing him playing there, we had a high grade on him. And so when we had a chance to, make our mark and have him join, it was important that he came and saw, what we would be about. Similar to with Allen, they were looking for a certain environment to join the team, and we would try to feature them in the ways of the strengths that they had. And when I had both those guys, I made tapes of their plays and our plays and how we'd intersect those two. So the things that they do well, they're going to do those here.
Coach, you know how much you want your defense to create turnovers. Have you changed anything with your practice plan to put a greater emphasis on that aspect of the game?
No, I think you get what you emphasize. And as coaches, we all, especially in the early part of the season, the assistants especially, there's so much of the scheme and all the technique. And the technique a lot of times is the icing around it. Let's make sure the cake is the main thing. That's the ball, the way you attack, the style, and the attitude. So if this footwork's wrong or that footwork's wrong, yeah, we're going to get that corrected, but never losing mindset for the ball. And when you're thinking about your assignment so much, that does come first. So we're trying to create the identity, trust your training, the assignment.
Question on Julio being out catching a few balls. What's the prognosis for him for preseason? Is it probably not going to be a preseason game, or what do you?
Yeah, for he and Dion, and now we're kind of working Allen back into the same space. When they get back to full going, we'll ramp them back into more. I would imagine they'll start back into the practice part soon, and then into the team part soon. With Julio, we generally are more cautious in the preseason with him, but as he's getting, I would say in the next 10 days to 2 weeks, I would imagine individual. He does all the night walkthroughs. When he can go full, all the routes, all the things, then we'll cut him loose for everything.
This will be the first time in a decade with a different kicker here in camp from Matt Bryant. What did you see in Giorgio last year that gave you guys the confidence that he'd be the guy, at least at this point?
Well, I think you had to put him in the moments to find out. The reason we wanted to bring him back, we had brought him back into training camp, at the end of the preseason, and it was like a 1 week tryout to see if this would be the right fit. And then when we had him here, and of course Matt got hurt and we brought him back, we just felt like having Giorgio here was worth it at that time.